Hello YouTube, Insane J here. Today I'm going to show you guys how you can set up your own proxy for your computer. Now there are a lot of different techniques of doing this. One of the techniques I've seen online is making your own proxy server, but that's complicated, so today I'm going to be showing you how to use one more directly rather than having to go through all the hassle of setting it up. So actually I'm going to show you how to first of all do a very simple kind of in the background proxy setup on a Mac computer. Now this is also available on Windows, but I can't give you a walkthrough right now on my Mac computer, of course. So if you go to this website right up here, link in the description, you'll be able to load up a list of proxy servers. I'll talk about this in a second. But as of right now, you want to pick some of your options. I like picking United States because that's where I live. I don't matter the port. I am only browsing simple websites, not something like PayPal where I need secure at the end, or anything like SOCKS 4 or 5. In this case, I want it very anonymous because if, instead of being at a school or office, I'm in a communist country, it might be more helpful to have it very high. And then I don't need to include this stuff. I don't care about some other thrown in things. And here I get a nice little list. Now with these IP addresses, I don't go to them I don't plug them into my URL. I need to go into my system preferences in order to go through them. Now I'll actually talk about that. When you set up a proxy server to use, instead of your computer sending a signal out to a server like YouTube.com, it'll send it to the proxy, and the proxy will send that signal to the server for you. Then back to the proxy after after it sends it to YouTube, it'll go back to the proxy, and then from the proxy, it'll go back to you. So it's just one other gate in the way where it's going down. So here, web proxy. I'm going to check that box and put in the first one. It's 155.98.35.7. Port is the same. Okay, so this list can change pretty often, but I list it by speed and connection time. And a lot of times that's a good way to do it. Check back maybe every day if you need to do a proxy a lot, and you can get the best one. Okay, so now that that's applied, if the IP address was entered in correctly and the proxy here was good, you'll see it should load up this little splash page, and then it'll reload, or you can reload it yourself and work it out well. So it looks like this specific proxy hasn't actually happened to me before. Needs a CAPTCHA. So trying to see if it'll load up. Okay, it doesn't really matter right now. I'm going to put in another one just to show you guys that's not like something that always will happen. Okay, so that should be okay. Apply that instead. Now go to Google. Okay, still there. And there we go. So now we're at google.com. Now I could go to Gmail, or I could go to YouTube. If I wanted to, it wouldn't really matter at all. Sometimes it can take a little bit slower because, as I said, you're going through just another gate. But a good part about setting up a proxy for you this way is that there are no other hoops to jump through. You just plug in the IP here and it'll always work. So another technique that most people use, especially at schools, is to just search for something like proxy online, and you'll get all these proxies. You can click one of the first links, and you can see it has all these websites that act as proxies. Now, you can go to each one of these specific websites, or you can just type in a URL up here, and it'll go through one of the proxies and go here. So here, it's speed proxy. I can just search Google on Google and whatever. I don't really care about that. But what I want to do, I want to see, this should work if this proxy is, see, it loaded up the web page quite perfectly, except it has this little banner up here, and as you can see, the URL is in Google. It's free bypass tunnel in this complicated URL. So instead of accessing it very cleanly, it's a little bit more complicated and probably will take longer to load, but it'll work very well without having to install anything or mess with settings. Another disadvantage of this, however, is that if you go to a website like YouTube, YouTube through this, so I'll go to like youtube.com/insanej. If I am to go to a channel here, I hate it when they do this. It doesn't work that well. Alright, so if you go to something like this, the videos, the flash normally won't load. See, so it doesn't load. When you use proxies like this, most of the time they will load, but you never know. And because it's very specific to the provider. So that is how you work a proxy. Those are two methods of going through a proxy in order to access the internet. Now, a couple uses for this, if you just are stumbling upon this, are three things. If it's blocked, I already said that. If the website's blocked, you can get right through it. Number two, if you don't want your IP address to be traced back to you, so in case you want to, I don't know, you want to like mess with someone, or you want to like post something online, you don't want it to be traced back to you, then you can use the proxy, and your IP address will be different. I can demonstrate this real fast for you, actually. If I go to myip.com, it'll show, I put in, what is it? What is my IP? Alright, whatever. If I go to what is my IP, you can see my current IP address. But if I go and re-enable the proxy, it will change. See? So now it's completely different, and that is not traceable to me at all because that's not my IP address. And every time I load it, it can change. As you see, it's pretty nifty, really. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh yeah, what was it? The third option would be in case you want to browse online and you don't want it to in any way be recorded as you accessing it from anywhere else except for your computer. That'll work. So maybe you're not worried about getting to a website. Maybe you're not worried about someone at that website getting to you. Maybe you're worried about everything else. Maybe you're worried about your internet service provider looking up what you saw, but they can't do it since they have all these foreign IPs there. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit lengthy, actually. I planned on making it much shorter, but a lot to talk about with proxies. Wanted to make sure all of you guys got what you were doing and didn't just do it blindly. Make sure to subscribe, comment, rate, all that good stuff. And Bucket is being updated right now to 1.6, meaning if you click the link in the description to go to my server, it should be up and running as soon as I possibly can get it there. And that's it. See you guys later.